So my name's Alex and I'm a technical architect. And you might ask, what is a technical architect? So the easiest way of me explaining that is to talk a little bit about the world in which I work. The internet is made up of loads of websites, and each of those websites tends to be split into several layers. We've got like the data layer, which is where we're storing all the information, the application layer where we transform it, and the presentation layer where we present it to users, perhaps through a web interface or a VR headset, something like that. Those different layers all need to work reliably and really fast. So we actually don't have one server that serves a website, but many, loads of servers all working together. And I spend my time designing the way information flows around those servers and the way they work together. The job itself has a load of pros and cons to it. It's very design-led, so I spend a lot of time analysing and solving problems. It's business-driven, so I find that understanding the way business works has been really helpful for me. I've run 3 little companies, I'm quite entrepreneurial. I've always really enjoyed the challenges associated with business and buying and selling and so on. I work in an agile team, which means I work alongside a whole array of different technical professionals in roles ranging from business analysis through to software engineering. And all of those teams are very dynamic. It also means that I work in an array of teams and I'm constantly working with new people. What I do is in quite demand, which has an upside and a downside to it. The downside is that I get a lot of approaches on LinkedIn and I unfortunately can't say yes to them. The upside is that what I do is in quite high demand, and so the permanent salaries or the contracted day rates tend to be quite high. The big thing I've noticed in the role is that travel needs to be something you need to embrace. So I've found that with travel, I have had the chance to work in loads of countries, which is exciting, but by the same token, it also means I'm away from home a lot, and that's very difficult when I want to be with my family. Finally, the role is technical. It does have a lot of screen time in it, so I enjoy very much working with computers. It's something I've done for a long time, and but I would say that it's a role that lends itself to that kind of individual activity with computers, although I probably spend about a quarter of my day in meetings working with other people trying to agree how we're going to tackle different problems. The way I got into this role was I started off doing double maths, physics and chemistry at A-level, although there are an array of different routes into computer science. But I did computer science as a degree, and that's where I learned about software engineering. I then stayed on and taught software engineering afterwards at my university. Since leaving university, I've done loads of training. Unfortunately, it's not a once and done type thing. 6 of continuous education, very much in my role, and that's meant that I've certified in lots of the technologies I work with. And most of what I've learned has come by working with loads of different teams. I've worked for about 30 different companies in the last 20 years, and that array of experience has given me a chance to get better in this sort of general design that I do. One of my old mentors used to say, you've got to be T-shaped. You've got to be broad across the top, but deep in a couple of areas. So have some deep knowledge in a few technologies, but a broad knowledge about the way all those technologies hang together. And that's what an architect is, and that's what I've been doing. So that's a little bit about my career, and I wish you the best of luck with yours.